It is said that man shall not live by bread alone. If we understand this deeper, we will realize that bread is a symbol used to illustrate the need for the survival of the physical self. But man is not only a physical being, we have a spiritual component to us as well. And to sustain a healthy spiritual self, we need a healthy psyche. And a healthy psyche is achieved and maintained by having an aim, a purpose, or a why to life. This was echoed by Friedrich Nietzsche when he said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow." In this video, we are going to introduce a lecture series on the psychological implication of finding a true and authentic purpose in life, which gives life its meaning. Although some of Socrates' teachings may have stirred up some controversy throughout time, some of his work breeds meaningful experiences up to this day. He was recorded making such bold pronouncements like, "An unexamined life is not worth living." The veracity of such a claim is evident in our contemporary society by the number of suicides, petty crimes, anxiety, and depression faced by a vast majority of human beings. As articulated by Henry David Thoreau, the mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation. In order to have circumvented such mass neurosis, I have spent much of my years examining life through the lens of great men who have gone before me and left their work behind via great books and literature reviews. In my progressive analysis, it has dreadfully dawned upon me that such depth in understanding needs to be shared. Like Haile Selassie once taught, "Any man who may wish to profit himself alone from knowledge given him rather than serve others through the knowledge he had gained from learning is betraying knowledge and rendering it worthless." Many great men who have spent their lives investigating this everlasting episode called life all discovered a radical notion, which they all wrote about at different times in history. Many of those men wrestled with the question of the meaning of life. Succinctly put, many of them analyze that a meaningful life is granted to an individual who has an aim to live, something to justify their existence. Carl Gustav Jung, an influential psychologist, understands the impact of having a purpose and how it can transform the psyche of man. This is why he said, "As far as we can discern, the sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light of meaning in the darkness of mere being." In a different time and voice, Friedrich Nietzsche was recorded stating the same idea when he said, "To live is to suffer. To survive is to find some meaning in suffering." Jordan Peterson, the current mouthpiece of our generation, said it in this format: "The antidote to suffering is meaning. If meaning is pursued properly, then people do not get corrupted by their suffering. And that actually diminishes the net total of suffering." In this lecture series, we will discuss the psychological advantages of having an aim or a purpose, which inevitably gives meaning to one's life. We are also going to investigate how a meaningless life can affect human beings and society by extension.